It is 4:30 on a Wednesday afternoon here in Somers, New York, as we have the Somers Tuskers taking on John Jay Wolves here in Varsity High School Baseball. I'm Benny Silk. I'll be calling this game for you today, along with Jaden Ferry and Jaden. Who are a few players to look out for on the Somers side of things today?
So first up, we have Andrew Kapika. So he's our ace and the guy who sets the tone for our team when he's out on the mound. He sets around 88 to 90 and has been up to 92 miles per hour in previous. Is that my, wait? Yeah, in previous outings. What makes him lethal is his command of his off-speed pitches. What? No. There's the bleachers, yeah.
So we're out as pitching for the Tuskers. We have Andrew Kapika there. Andrew Kapika is heading to Fordham to play baseball there as well next year. As Kapika pitches and yeah, so up at bat currently we have number 1 of John Jay up at bat. That is Jacob Storch. As out now, as Storch is back at bat. Pika to pitch. There he goes. And it's gonna be hard to tell from this corner if it was.
Alrighty, so the game is now going to start off here. Somers getting ready, heading out in the field.
So now, number 1, yes, is going to be the first one out there for John Jay. As I'm Benny Silky with Jaden Ferry today, and this is the first ever baseball game that we'll do. We apologize if we don't get everything correct, as this is our first baseball game, but we'll do the best as we can. As Kapika pitches, swings, and goes nowhere, so that's going to be a strike. Now Kapika on there again. Second one, hard to tell what they're going to move.
It's a ball.
Move his bat a tiny bit, but yeah, it looks like it's going to be a ball. Not enough. So that's going to be a ball there, as he does not move his bat there. Up at bat currently, it's Kapika pitching, and up bat it is number 1 of Jacob Storch. Storch back out there now, and it goes up. That's going to be another ball. Here.
Wait for the coach's signal. If he signs, that's a strike.
Okay. Hold on.
The guy behind the umpire.
All right, so back out there now.
3-2.
That is so back out there now. Storch at bat. It goes up, and that is a swing and
Foul ball.
a foul there. So foul now as it's back out there. Top of the first inning. If you don't know how high school baseball works, instead of 9 innings like it is in the MLB, it is a 7-inning game, as it is gonna be number 1 who gets struck out, and out now comes number 7. So number 7 comes on out for John Jay. And as we continue, who are star players on John Jay to look out for? So you have Jacob Storch. He was just on, he's been in varsity since freshman year and has done a little bit of everything. He mixes his pitches as gonna be a miss. He mixes his pitches well bound and plays very good shortstop, and he also is what jump starts the offense. Out there now for John Jay, number 7.
1 strike already. So first pitch, already a strike.
Silvetti. Now back out there, and it's gonna be a strike.
Foul tip
yes.
here. Here. Okay, so already 2 strikes on the board, no balls.
7 back up at bat now. Swings the bat,
And the 10th pitch is a strikeout for our pitcher for Somers.
So now up comes number 11 for John Jay. Number 11, that at bat. That is gonna be of Nolan Rhodes. Nolan Rhodes, another player that Coach JT, the Somers varsity coach, said to look out for today. Nolan Rhodes is their best hitter, who is going to Wesleyan next year, a college, and has a ton of power and doesn't even get fooled. So he's a tough player to play against, as Rhodes is back out there.
That's a ball.
Another ball there. As swing back of Rhodes. That goes back.
And nice hit. It's going to be straight out foul.
So back now, up at bat. Number 11 of Nolan Rhodes hits it, and it's gonna be a hit. As there goes Rhodes. He gets to first base, and it's gonna wind up being.
So the nice ground ball there stayed really low to the ground, went really fast on this turf field. Shortstop did not have enough time to throw it and did not want to risk it, so he held on.
So first hit of the game, and now it is going to be Rhodes, who is on first base. Now up at bat is number 6 for John Jay. Number 6, that is Denker.
A sweet strike there. Swung with no contact.
So Kapika. The other pitch goes up, and it goes back. Andrew Kapika.
And a steal.
Yes.
Is that called safe on that steal for John Jay? What a move.
Number 11 runs to second there, and he is luckily able to make it, as now he's already moving and trying to inch towards third, but John Jay already able to get to second quick there, as that is gonna be the 3rd out of the game, and now out comes the Tuskers. So we're gonna switch it up as we now head to the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 is your score, as now out comes the Tuskers, and this Tuskers team. Let's go over a few more players to look out for. So we got Andrew Kapika. We also have Patrick Blacelin. He will never break down from a challenge, no matter what he gets done, and he has been the Tuskers' most clutch player in the last few years. We also have Alex Hoffman. He is a great athlete that always finds a way to make something happen for us in a good way, at the plate, on the mound, in the field, and always doing something on the higher level. So as they warm it up and the Tuskers get ready to go up, we got another player to look out for, is Tyler Venturini. He sparks a plug at the top of the lineup and makes us go when TV is going. Often the Tuskers offense, it's hard to stop them there. And then Lorenzo D'Ambrosio, he also plays varsity football, and he has some serious power, is still understanding how to hit, but when he pulls the ball in in plays, he makes special things happen. And also another player, phenomenal for the Tuskers to look out for, Joe Dwyer, is great as well as
So
out there.
what's your connection to Joe Dwyer? How do you personally know him?
So, first off, he was in the Somers Sports broadcast for an interview. I also know him from Scouts, and he's younger brother of my good friend Jack Dwyer, and I know him from Scouts over the years as well. So, know him throughout. But we head back now as John Jay still and Somers still warming up and getting ready. So, sounds like they do start off, the Tuskers do start off a lot with the spark of Tyler Venturini, and we'll see if he is up first tonight for the Tuskers, one of the great players for the Tuskers, as yes, it does look like he is out there currently warming up. And a recap of the first inning. So yeah, the Tuskers were able, they showed up and they were able to strike out. They were able to strike them out. They got one hit, and by Rhodes, who got to second base, but the Tuskers really showed up. Andrew Kopeka as pitcher played very well as pitching there, but now John Jay out there spreading out. Looks like we're gonna have number 1 out there as the pitcher.
13 batting for Somers.
13 of Somers. That is Tyler Venturini. So yeah, Tyler Venturini, but exactly what I said. He is gonna be starting up first as he is up at bat. Venturini. Yeah, as the Tuskers start off. First one, that is going to be
a ball.
A ball, yes.
No sign from umpire is ball.
What about foul?
It's considered a strike until 2 strikes, and you can't get out. Okay, so it's 2 strikes already for Somers, and that is okay. Well, I guess that was his second strike.
Now, Venturini back, movement, and that's gonna be. Looks like that is gonna be another strike as he moves the bat there. So out comes Venturini. In comes number 9 for the Tuskers. Number 9, Jake Hopper. Jake Hopper heads in as Jake Hopper. He is a pitcher and an infielder. Venturini was positioned as the OF. As 9 back out there now. It's going to be a ball. So ball there as out pitching for John Jay. Again, that is going to be number 1 of Stotch. Stotch back it, swings it there. That is going to be a strike there. So strike 1 for against Tuskers as Stotch is back. Those it, and that's going to count as a ball.
That's actually a strike. The umpire is going to call that a strike. It was very close to not getting in the plate, but
as it's now movement, that will be a ball. So another ball there as so now back out there. Stotch throw it, and it's gonna be a hit. There goes. 9 makes it. Gonna make it to 1, and after all, and it winds up going, coming a foul there. So that's gonna be 2 strikeouts as now for the Tuskers.
that wasn't foul. That was a catch, straight out. Okay, ball real close to the hitter here.
So now up is number 19. 19 is Hoffman. As that's gonna
Another ball there on that pitch. Looks like John Jay's trying to go around and trick up Somers on this
so
attempt
now
here.
out there. Again, that's gonna be another ball, though. As That's 3 balls and 2 strikes currently. As he throws it back, and that will be
A
struck.
walk. A walk on balls. So that is 4 straight balls. Completely missed the strike zone with John Jay. That's going to give Somers a base.
So 19 on the walk there is out. Now comes number 16 for the Tuskers. That is, number 16 is Lorenzo D'Ambrosio out there. And one of the players as well that Coach JT said to look out for. So D'Ambrosio. D'Ambrosio's on deck. My apologies. That's number 5 out there of Patrick Blaceland out there. As Blaceland's back up there. Hit. And he is a senior at Somers High School. He is also committed to going to Roger Williams next year to play baseball.
Strike 4. First strike on the first pitch.
So strike for Patrick there, as it's going to be Stotch back out, ready to pitch. And tries to throw there to get 19 out, but 19 gets able to stay on the base there. As now back out, Patrick getting ready, Stotch ready to throw. As there he goes, and it's going to be a hit. Taking it, ball up in the air,
it's not
caught. As there goes Patrick now running to second base, and he is going to get to second base and play it safe and stay at second base now. And now out on, and we also have out on third base after the walk. Out there is, I believe that's 19 for Somers. So Alex Hoffman out there. So one more hit, and we very well get a Tuskers taking the lead here in the first. As now up at bat, we got number 16 of Lorenzo D'Ambrosio. Stotch pitches it, and that's gonna be, looks like that's gonna be a ball, as the ref does not make the signal there.
So Somers has great progress so far. 2 outs, but they have 2 people on base, pretty far ahead. What a great error by John Jay.
It's gonna be hit, and there they go. Is he gonna make it back? As here comes.
That's the inning. That's the inning, folks. So he couldn't make it to first, and we are off into top of the second. John Jay will now be batting.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was out before. He was out, and with that, John Jay gets ready for the second inning with a 0-0 tie. But Somers gave a great effort being able to hit the bat multiple times, and Somers had a player on third and second when at the end of the inning. But unfortunately, how baseball works, once 3 players get striked out, you switch it up and you're starting over again. So it's going to remain a 0-0 game now.
So, yeah, I mean, that was great progress. Somers definitely showing what they're capable of. I mean, it was also just a big error for John Jay. I guess it was just a mix-up of players. The one guy that did try to get it, he fell back, and that just gave Somers the opportunity to move 2 bases on that hit, getting a double. So John Jay is getting ready to come out to bat. Again, the outfielders for Somers getting ready.
And Jaden, what do you think John Jay, after that first inning, what they're going to need to do, and what Somers is going to need to do in this inning to make it their game, give them an advantage?
Yeah. So I think they just gotta hope for some good pitches, and just when they see them, hit them, get straight in the perfect placement, and make it difficult for John Jay to get the ball back to the bases. So far in the outfield is what they're looking for. Here comes John Jay to bat. John Jay, number 4.
That is going to be Elliot Habagast for John Jay.
Here's a first pitch, second inning. That'll be right down. Looks like it's going to be called a ball.
Now on for second one as 1 ball so far. Movement there, swings it, and
contact, and that's a foul ball there.
Oh, foul, as it does have to, as it has to stay in bounds and not go back for it to be a hit. So with it now 4 swings and
nearly hit there.
looks like they're gonna call that a ball.
John Jay, Elliot, number 4 is gonna get a little shaken up there. That'll be another ball. So we have, I believe, 2-2 on the counter here.
2-1 actually, as 4 is back out there. Elliot back out there, and
high pitch.
that's gonna be
another
a ball. As now out there again is Elliot. It moves, and it's
another ball. It's gonna be walk-on bases. Walk-on balls for John Jay Elliott, number 4.
So with that, he winds up deciding not to swing those last 2 times to get the ball. Now Elliott is going to be on first base, as out now comes number 15 for John Jay. Number 15 at bat, as that is Will Winkle. Few names sound familiar as well, possibly from other sports that when Somers have played John Jay.
Another straight pitch. It's going to be a steal to second. Number 4, Elliott. Okay, looks like they're going to call practically a timeout, and they're just going to talk with the pitcher. It looks like he's throwing a few straight pitches.
Yeah, so as JT heads into the middle, discuss what's going on with the Tuskers and what's going on to improve in this one. Let's just take a look at Coach JT's coaching career and where he has been before he came to the Tuskers back in the 2022-2023 year. And Coach JT began his coaching career as a volunteer assistant coach at Iona University in New York, and within a year and a half, he was able to become the youngest recruiting coordinator and pitching coach at the Division I level at Iona. He stayed at Iona until the end of 2021, and then he came back to the community, and started training players for the area at a place called Hudson Athletics. Then, of course, 2022-23 year, he came to Somers, as now up at bat, it is number 15.
So foul tip there. First pitch after that, I guess you call it timeout. Pitcher for Somers faked out.
And that
is an out right away as pitcher catches it.
Yeah, that does not count there, as that is gonna now be. That's gonna be an out, as now 20. That is 13 who comes on for John Jay.
1.
So 2 outs so far.
One out. Sorry.
1 out, as it is gonna be. As that is gonna be. As
ball.
he's back. Yes, the ball. Look away for a second as 13's back at base. Pika to pitch. There goes the ball. movement there. That is gonna be a strike.
A low pitch, exactly what Andrew Kapika pitcher needs. And he just faked out John Jay. He swung at that. Great pitch.
You're back in the middle. That's gonna be another strike as he moves the bat. Now we got 2 strikes and 1 out. 2 strikes and 1 ball so far in this one. As Kapika's back in the middle. Goes the ball, and that is gonna wind up being. He's gonna wind up
All right.
being
So
striked out, and that's the second out now. As now out comes number 26 of John Jay, which is Luke Finch.
some great pitches there. Just constantly kept faking out John Jay on that at bat.
25 movement there. That is looks like it's gonna be a ball there. So ball 1. So I'll back out there as Finch is out again at bat.
Another about to throw his second. Try to get him out because it's leading pretty heavily here. Number 4, Elliott. Okay, our next pitch comes up. And he's going to steal. It's going to be a strike on that play, but he's going to move to third. Elliott. Alrighty, so Elliott now on third. Nice steal play there. No one else on base but him.
Movement for Elliott already as tries to get the jump there.
Near swing. It's going to be a ball, though. So we have 2 balls, 1 strike here for number 25. Steve Carrazzo.
So Ludwig Pico now back out there for the pitch. We're currently at the top of the 2nd inning. As goes up and ball heads back. Hits a car back there. Hopefully that was not mine.
Yeah, it's a dangerous area around here, but another hit to the car. Gee whiz, man. This is not a safe zone to park.
So now back out there as gonna be Dwyer also out there in the back as the catcher for the Tuskers as well. So back out there now. And yeah, as I was saying earlier, we did add the opportunity to interview Joe Dwyer. You can check that out on the Somers Sports Broadcast. If you don't know what the Somers Sports Broadcast is, we're a club at Somers High School. We have a talk show on YouTube. More about that in a bit. As now 25 back up at bat of Carranzo. He so far has 2 strikes and 3 balls. So this will be the final one as
it's going to be a strike, and that is a strike out for this pitcher, or this batter, who keeps hitting these dang cars in the parking lot.
And let's switch things up now as now is going to be the Tuskers who come back out at bat. So far, Tuskers have done a great job. They've got a few hits, fortunately not able to score yet.
I gotta say, that is pretty crazy. Practically 2 in a row hits that go straight to the parking lot. Not great, but that's just what happens. So
All right, so now as we take a moment between, as we get ready for the bottom of the second inning. Yeah, so far, just thoughts about this game. Both teams. It's been an even matchup, but yeah, Somers has been able to hit the bat a few more times, and but the John Jay has been great on the outfield, getting that, of course, getting that catch there, which very well it would have been earlier today, getting a catch there, make it an out, which probably would have eventually led to a 1 if they did not make that catch. So as we wait for the start of the second, we'll be right back after. Back.
What? No, we don't have that much time. Is that there, right? Okay, let me know when you want to get back on.
So out there now as we come back for the Tuskers. So we got number 20 out there. That's Ryan McAuldy.
What up?
So now the 20 out there as, and he will be hitting for the Tuskers now as bomb the second now. First one, that is gonna be a ball. So ball 1 for the Tuskers there.
First pitch, bottom of the second. This is second here.
Movement, he's gonna not move there.
A sweet strike right near down the middle.
Left must have saw something as he does move at a strike. Movement now, and it's gonna be a hit. Another hit for the Tuskers as taking it 20
and a high throw. He's gonna stay at first, but that was an error for John
15.
Jay.
Had it and lost it there on John Jay, and after all said and done, that is gonna be Ryan McAuldy, who is gonna be safe there at second. He is a sophomore at Somers High School. As now coming out is gonna be that is number 9 for the Tuskers. Number 9 is Jake Hopper, second time out today. Movement there, does not move it there.
Ball on that. Looks like both John Jay and Somers are getting close to the pitch or the batter here.
So that's 1 ball so far.
That's gonna be a strike here. So now we have 1-1 for Somers, and we have a runner on first.
So
And contact.
gonna be a
It's gonna be
hit
safe
there.
at both bases. After some hesitation by John Jay, that is gonna get Somers on first and second base.
So now 2 bases there as coming up for a bat, number 21 for the Tuskers. That is on first base, Andrew Kapika with 20 on second base, and 21 up at bat for the Tuskers. That is gonna be Joe Dwyer, a senior in Somers High School. We had the pleasure of having him on the Somers Sports broadcast for an interview as well. He also, his favorite thing to do in and out is baseball. He always loves baseball. As moving, that is gonna be a strike.
And they're gonna throw it to second. He's gonna stay safe at second. Somers player number 20, Ryan McCauley, sophomore on the varsity baseball team.
Really. So it's a ball there. Even though the left moved, it does wind up being a ball as 21 back out there now to bat. Movement there, does not move it there. And it's gonna be another strike. Yes, it is a strike. My apologies, as scoreboard mixing things up there. So 2 strikes so far. So yeah, 2 strikes. Dwyer back up at bat. It's gonna be a hit. there goes Dwyer.
Deep!
It's lost. They're going. 20. He's going to take it back. Fouled by Kapika. Then Dwyer. Does Dwyer try to stay? It's a 1-0 game. Did he get there in time? It was not caught. Dwyer with it now as he's going to be on third base. And the Tuskers are going to take a 2-0 lead. What a play and a swing by Joe Dwyer. A great hit by him.
A triple for Somers. Wow, that definitely gets him in the game. 2 runs already. Players are celebrating. Everyone's hyped up for that play right there.
The Tuskers really needed a big play there, and Joe Dwyer was able to do that. Also, coming into so the Tuskers, I don't think I got the record. So the Tuskers are 3-5 in the season, and they really need this win to stay in it in this part of the season. It's a kind of a must-win. Every game's a must-win for every team, but Tuskers 3-5 need to win this one. It's a great start, and John Jay comes into this game at 5-5. So now heading back out there after the score. So it's still the bottom of the second. We'll see if the Tuskers are able to do something else as we have movement. So with that big hit, turns out there's an error with the numbers and the losses. It turns out it is gonna wind up, it was Jackson Whipple who got that hit back there. So that is still gonna be a hit for the Tuskers, as now out there, that is number 13 of Venturini. As movement 13 out there.
First strike on the first pitch here for
Goes back
him,
now.
and high pitch got close to number 13.
13 is Tyler Venturini for the Tuskers. As he heads back out there now. It's so far we got a strike and a ball here. Goes up, and that is gonna be clearly a strike there. So 2 strikes now as we are in the bottom of the second. Tuskers currently up 2-0. Back out there now, Venturini. Back out there, it's gonna be a swing and a strike. So that is gonna be the first out. So now coming up for the Tuskers is number 9 of Jake Hopper. It's his second time at bat today. As here comes Hopper. We still got Jackson Whipple on the third base there, trying. So with a hit, he could get it, but that is gonna be foul. Gonna be a strike.
So Somers stole it to second base. So we have a runner, second and third here.
So now, yes, player at second base is already trying to move, but that's dangerous as they may do a trick play and try to get the second baseman out. Or the player currently at Somers on second base out.
The ball, good eye for Somers there. Didn't swing at that.
Now back up. Nine's back out there, move it, and it's gonna be a hit. And
another foul ball into the forest.
So another foul as it's gonna go out of bounds. So now up there is again is Jake Hopper. Jake Hopper is a junior at Somers High School. It's going to be a hit. And is it going to be caught? Yes, it's going to be caught, and it will be an out for John Jay.
But Somers is going to take the base after the catch. You're going to get a run on that hit.
And it's going to be a home run for the Tuskers, now making it a 3-0 game. And Tuskers this season, yes, they've had ups and downs. They had a great win to start off the season versus Wheelie, 12-0, and then they had on opening day. I was here for that one as well. It was a rough loss to, I believe it was Tuckahoe on a grand slam for them to win that one. So this Tuskers team has had some ups and downs, but they are coming out today and playing the best that they can, as they have been doing pretty great today. Currently up 3-0.
Now that's 3 runs in 1 inning. They have 2 outs now, so they still have a runner on third, so they can definitely get more runs here.
Now it's gonna go up as it goes out, and it's gonna be caught. That's gonna be the second out.
Third and that
out.
is the inning, folks.
So that's going to do it for the second inning. And as we take a break for the inning, what is the keys to success for the Tuskers in this game? So the Tuskers have to play their game and don't press when their moment comes. Like, they can't mess up. And a note from Coach JT, the Tuskers are a really good team, but just hasn't put together a complete performance yet this year. But so far, they've been playing phenomenal today, and we'll see it's going to be able to continue. So out now for the Tuskers. So heading out at base number 1, that is going to be number 16, Lorenzo D'Ambrosio. Out at pitching is Andrew Kopika. And 13 heading to the outfield for the Tuskers, that is Tyler Venturini. Also out there is number 20 for the Tuskers by third base, Ryan McGovey. So we'll see what John Jay down 3-0 they're going to do, but they got to figure something out. And they're going to probably take a moment to discuss with their coach just what's going on and try to game plan around it. And yeah, Kopika has been phenomenal, has had a phenomenal job with pitching today. So far as not, I think they've only allowed 1, maybe 0 hits so far. As now coming out is going to be number 15, number 16 for John Jay. 16 is Sam Wickle, as Wickle is out there. Back out to hit. There goes Wickle. We have back out there now. That is going to be a swing and a miss there.
Foul tip.
So, yeah, they touched it. That's how it's going to count as a foul, but it's 1 strike. It's going to be a strike so far. So, now for Somers. So, out on, out by first base, we have D'Ambrosio. We have Patrick out there as well, but more in the middle of first and second base. And out there at outfield, we got Venturini, as now back up there. 16 back out for John Jay. It's going to be a swing, and it's going to go the other way, as not the way you want to go, as that is going to be an out to start off the third. Another out, a hit, but not the way you want it to go.
So it stayed right in the net. Foul ball almost went over, but the catcher was able to get that right off that net. That's going to be first out from John Jay.
So
front
now
for John Jay.
out there is number 1. It's gonna count as a ball there. So ball 1. Number 1 back out there, back to swing for John Jay. That is one of their star players. He's only a junior as well, of Jacob Stoch, also pitching for the Wolves as well. So Stoch back out there. It's gonna be currently has 1 ball and strike as it's a swing and a miss. Are able to catch it there as at bat. It's gonna be 2 strikes now for Stoch as Stoch is back out there. Movement and Stoch doesn't move his bat that much as that is gonna be a ball. Ref doesn't call it out as umpire doesn't call it out as movement number 1. It's gonna be a swing and up. I could hit it, but didn't get the angle, so it's gonna be a strike. So Stoch back out there.
Here we go. 2 strikes, 2 balls. John Jay, and that's going to be the 3rd ball after it gets pretty close to John Jay.
So Stoch back out there now.
Next pitch, and that's going to be another ball, so that's going to be a walk on bases. Oh, never mind. That is going to be called a strike. That's a strikeout for John Jay. 2nd out.
So the ref sees something
Umpire.
to call it a strike, and with the umpire's call there, it is gonna be it is now one. The John Jay is in danger as they're 1 out away from being it for the inning. As it's gonna be a swing and a hit, as it's gonna go out in the field. Question is, yes, it's gonna go in. As there goes 7, taking it for John Jay now to 2nd base. Are they gonna get it? As looks like the ball went out, so it's gonna be a home run as it goes out of the field, and it's gonna be a 3-1 game now. A great play. Number 7 hits it and goes for the home run, and that is gonna make it of John Jay. That is Will Cervetta, and he gets the home run as it's gonna be a 3-1 game now. What a play there by John Jay. They really needed that as the Tuskers leading 3-0. They only have 1 out remaining in this inning, and that is exactly what they needed to stay in this game. As up there now is 11. It's going to be a swing and a miss. So 11, the swing and the miss. That's Rhodes back out there. Rhodes, one of the top players on this team. Because pitch goes, and it's going to be another hit, and it's going to be loose as Rhodes makes it to 1st, and he looks like he is going to play it safe as he is going to stay on 1st. So now up for the Tuskers, up at bat is going to be number 6 for the John Jay Wolves. Number 6 out there of Denker. So Denker out there, movement there. It's going to be a hit, though. I don't know if they're going to count that. It's going to be out. That doesn't matter. An out, and let's switch things up. A great play there by Somers. The ball, it was a short hit they found, and they were able to find the first baseman before he got there. What a play by Somers. And we're now going to head to the middle of the 3rd as the Tuskers needed to do that there, as John Jay had a little momentum going after that first hit. And another hit. But the Tuskers show up there in the outfield, and now out comes the Tuskers as they get ready. And yeah, Tuskers really showing up. But yeah, John Jay also showed up in that inning, finally being able to get a score there, as it's now going to be still a 3-1 lead for the Tuskers. But yeah, John Jay making it a bit of a closer game with that great play, and a great play by the Tuskers at the end of that inning again. That may potentially wind up winning them the game. Who knows? Every play counts in baseball or any sports. Jaden, what are your thoughts on what has just occurred here, like in this past inning?
Yeah, so definitely a packed inning. Some good amount of scoring, I gotta say. Yeah, someone just brought it home with that impressive home run there by John Jay. Just what a game so far. First inning, however, was pretty quick, not packed at all. Here we come, number 5 for Somers.
That is gonna be Pat. That is gonna be Pat Wasteland. He is a senior at Somers High School as he's back out there to bat for the Tuskers. And very cool for the seniors, or just everyone getting to play on this team, as this season is the debut of this new field at Somers High School. Very cool. They got areas to practice pitching, hitting, and they got dugouts and so forth. It's really nice new field there. They spent over a year working, and last year the teams had to walk down to East Park to play baseball games. So a great improvement there. It's gonna be a hit, and John Jay, third baseman, gets it, and that is gonna be an out. So that's gonna be an out as 15 catches it, and and also in addition, the Tuskers, Somers built a softball field up at Primrose as well for the girls. Both fields came out phenomenal.
Here you go, second batter already. First pitch is going to be a little high, called a ball. So, yeah, just a low grounder. Nice and easy for John Jay to get him out. Second swing is going to be called a strike. Yeah, we have number 16 batting, Lorenzo D'Ambrosio. And that's the third pitch. It's going to be a ball. Pretty low. John Jay on their toes, getting ready in case he does hit. 2-1. And a high foul ball gets caught by the net. It's going to be 2-2 on that count.
Yeah, that is a hit, but that is not the type of hit you want to get, as we already have one out, and let's see what D'Ambrosio does here. Throw there, and bat didn't move, but did it move enough? It looks like the umpire is going to call it a ball.
So strike, a swing through is considered if the bat goes halfway through.
And it's going to be a hit, bowling, and it's going to be caught, number 15 with the catch, and that is going to lead to the out, second out for the Tuskers here, and 15 of John Jay. That is going to be Will Winkle who gets the catch. So one more. Tuskers can afford to. Tuskers down to one out remaining in this inning, as now up at bat. That is
first ball for this batter here.
Number 20. And it's going to be hit.
Contact.
It's up in the air. Still up, and it's going to be caught by John Jay, and that will do it. That's going to be it for the third inning, as John Jay will be out in the moment for the start of the fourth. But we'll be right back after a quick commercial break. Watch the Soma Sports Broadcast, where we break down the world of sports.
Back, he throws. There's two defenders on the tight end.
Interview guests. Here with Coach Packard, who will be interviewing today. Predict upcoming sport games.
to win it 26-23. The Chargers win.
Debate sports.
Who is the best NFL team of all time?
The Cowboys have won 5 Super Bowl titles.
The Patriots, one of the best teams.
Discuss our opinions on the latest in the world of sports.
Alex Bowman. I think he could make it far. He's been impressive.
And much more.
A fumble. This could be game.
I'm with
Nicky Duffy.
Dean Palzall.
I would definitely say DP, Dean Palzolo. He definitely had a great game.
Just a Hail Mary. Will he get it? Bounces off the Bears defenders. Touchdown.
When I first joined last year, you wanted me long distance, but then you threw it.
And I think by now we've really proved that we are the most dominant team in Section 1.
It's going to be a pick. Picked off by Miguel Iglesias, and he's going back.
Watch our weekly talk show episodes of the Soma Sports broadcast. You could find them on YouTube and Spotify. And welcome back as the teams are out getting ready for the 4th inning. And now let's just take a look out there for the Tuskers. We have Patrick Blaisland. We have D'Ambozio. We have Kapika out there as the pitcher. We have Venturini out there. And a few others. We got 23 out there as Tuskers are heading out there. And out for John Jay comes number 4 of Elliott.
Yeah, after a quick 3rd inning, here we go for our top of the 4th, John Jay.
So number 4 out there, as that is going to be a ball.
Strike.
Strike, they must strike there. Elliott back at the bat. Movement there.
Another
That's going to be a
strike.
strike. Yep. So 2 strikes so far as Elliott's back up there. And that is going to be a ball there. Back out there now. Boy, it's going to be a hit. It's going to be taken back by Wasteland, and it's going to be an out.
An easy ground ball there for Summers. Smooth play. Smooth teamwork. It's going to be the first out
Yeah, and
in the 4th inning.
yeah, so first out. And in baseball, it's always best when hitting the ball. Like, try to hit it as far as you can. Obviously, hitting it is great, but the farther, the better, the more likely and more time you will have to run to the base. As there, it just with the wall, Tuskers were able to work together to get the out.
For the most part, that sounds about right, but sometimes you get in the right spot, the outfielders can get it right away. So it's really about placement. Placement really matters here.
Yeah, that is true as well. As true as well as, outfield also, you gotta want to go far, but you also want the outfielders to catch it, but sometimes it's good to take a risk. Back out there now as it's gonna be, so we got 2 balls and 1 strike so far for 15 of Wickle, who is out there. Back up at bat. And it's gonna be
2 balls, 2 strikes for second batter for John Jay.
and
that's a strikeout.
So now so 15 striked out with number 13 now coming in for of Ryan Valdez for John Jay. So Valdez up there. As it's a swing and a miss there. That is going to be a strike. So strike 1. So John Jay, only 1 more out remains that they could afford in this inning. back.
2 strikes right away. Who's there? Only 1 out remaining.
And that they're gonna
Is the inning for John Jay. We are now going to go with Somers going to bat once again.
the Empire calls that a strike, and with that, out comes Somers as Somers comes out. As Somers comes out, let's take a look at what is the Tuskers game plan for this game versus John Jay. So it's really to play their game and they're gonna plan to attack John Jay's hitters and have a plan for what to do at the plate and each plate. Like they work on practice, like all the scenarios that could happen. As the same case for all sports, and you have a plan, and they come in having a plan at each plate and play clean defense as well. So as we head back out to this next inning, it's gonna be the bottom of the 4th now, and yeah, so no scoring at the bottom of the 4th for John Jay. Tuskers showed up, played great there, but we'll see what Tuskers are able to do. Are they going to be able to extend their lead in this one, or will the number one of Stotch show up? So a little bit about how we get to do this and what we do. I'm Benny Stoke. I'm president and founder of the Soma Sports Broadcasting Club. What we do is we create sport talk show episodes, and we get to call sport games. In addition to baseball, we have done lacrosse, girls flag football, varsity football, and basketball. We've also done track once, and we did the dodgeball tournament. We plan to most likely do the Harlem Wizards game as well here at Somers High School. As back out there now is Strach. Goes the pitch, and it's going to be a hit. Number 111 gets it and drops it. So that's going to be a safe. That is Kapika, who is going to head to the first base, as now out comes
Number 21.
21. So that is Joe Dwyer.
Yeah, previously, great hit and bunch of RBIs on him, at least 2 on his triple. It's definitely some great statistics there for your record. Looks like John Jay pitcher is going to get a little bit more of a warm-up. And here comes Dwyer.
Dwyer with the hit earlier. We'll see if he is going to be able, if he's able to do it again as back out there.
Once again, we have a runner on first.
And it's going to be, he tries to get the out, but that is going to be Kapika, who plays it smart and stays there, as now he is moving off the base. As Kapika runs right to the base, saves it there, and a save there for Kapika. May try to do it again. So, looks like they may very well try to get an out again, as they're gonna go forward, and that is gonna be a strike. Joe Dwyer has had a great day. Already has had a hit, and which eventually led to the 2 points. First 2 points being scored, as it's going to be a hit, and it's going to count as a strike. As we go back now and go back, Dwyer back up at bat.
Umpire's going to take a pause here.
So
Double checking everything. Here we go.
Stotch movement. Ball touches the bat, and it's gonna wind up being
Another foul ball as it bounces off the protective net. That, I mean, so far hasn't really been holding up many foul balls here.
so now, yeah, 2 strikes, a foul there as Dwyer back, and it's gonna be a swing and a miss there, but Kampika makes the move and goes on the 1 to second base there. So Kapika goes on the 1 and finds second base now, as with that he's 1 base closer.
Here we have Justin Thomas, another sophomore, up at bat. Number 2. We have a runner on second now. After a steal.
Who in there?
First pitch for him is going to be a ball. Still in the bottom of the 4th. Another pause. All right, here we go once again.
And movement fast there, and
Another attempt to get the runner at second base out.
but luckily Kapika is able to get back on the base before the ball gets there, or the out. So now up movement, and that will be a ball there.
That's
Does not
a
move his bat.
strike, so we have 1-1 on the board here.
Back up at bat now. Tuskers. Movement there, and it's gonna be
Another ball, so
a ball.
we have 2 balls, 1 strike. A little bit about Justin Thomas. He's in my math class, and he's taking 2 math classes at once. So Geometry and Algebra 2 Trig, which is definitely a step up from most. So he's definitely academically well. It's going to be another strike. That brings it up to 2-2.
So a strike would decide it here, or a ball would give him another chance, as now Thomas is back out there. Movement there, and that is gonna be a ball. So this one will decide it. He'll either get the walk here, or it will be a strike.
Or he could get hit. You never know. And he swings. That's actually a strikeout.
Yeah.
That is the inning for Somers.
Yeah, of course. Of course, a hit as well. But yeah, strikeout there.
Correction, that's second out. Still a runner on second. 3-1 Somers.
Now out there, that is Tyler Venturini, number 13. Out there to pitch for the Tuskers. Out there to bat for the Tuskers is Venturini.
First strike for him is a ball at this at bat.
Back in batting position, Venturini. Pitch goes, and a dodge.
Real high towards him.
They're gonna woo that a ball there, as 2 balls so far in this one, 0 strikes for Venturini while up at bat here. And it's gonna be a hit and a miss there, and that will be strike 1 for Venturini there.
Apologies, my system was having a little bit of an issue here. 2 balls, 1 strike.
So Venturini back out there, and not a ton. And they're going to wind up on that ball, as he did not move the bat far enough for it to be a strike there, as Venturini now back out there. A ball, if he gets a ball here, that would be a walk, or hopefully a hit.
And that's a walk-off.
So Venturini is going to walk there, as now out is going to come number 9 for the Tuskers. Venturini starting, of course, on the top of rotation. And out there, who has been behind him for Venturini, is Jake Hopper out there again. So Hopper now out there. Currently the bottom of the 4th. Movement there, the ball is hit.
A great hit.
It's gonna go. Still not picked up now. Picked up by 16 as it's gonna be go, and it's gonna be it's gonna be a point, a 1 added. As it's gonna be a 4-1 lead. That's gonna be Hoffman, who is now up. So Tuskers take a 4-1 lead now in this one, as out comes Hoffman. So first point of this 4th inning. And it's gonna be movement there. That is gonna count as a strike. Now we got Stotch out there. Pitch. It's going to be a swing and a hit there. Going up deep. It's going to be picked up as 19 takes it, and coming back for the 1 is going to be the 13 of Tyler Venturini, who gets it, as the Tuskers are now going to take a 5-1 lead. And still in dangerous territory, as they are still only have 1 out remaining, but the Tuskers are rolling here now at 2-1 here in the 4th. So we got Hoffman on base, on first base, and I believe that, yeah, that is Hopper on base 2, second base, as that is gonna be ball 1. Ball 1 there, as goes back, as Wasteland goes back for the swing, to swing it, as Stotch is gonna be pitching for John Jay. Stotch's pitch goes up, and it's gonna be a hit, which goes back, and that gonna wind up being a foul when all said and done. So now back up at bat, as it's gonna be a walk, and everyone on the field are gonna be able to walk 1 base. And now, folks, I've been waiting to say this all day, the bases are loaded.
Bases loaded after contact with the batter there. Looks like he's still doing all right.
So D'Ambrosio is now up to hit here, and we'll see what happens here. It's a 5-1. If he could get a hit here, we could possibly be talking grand slam if they're able to pull this off. But this is the first opportunity for this is probably the first opportunity for any team today to have a chance to get the grand slam.
Yeah, so the only catch is with this grand slam, we have 2 outs, so it's very risky.
So the teams take a timeout, and as we take a timeout, so I asked Coach JT a question. So what play about this matchup? What plays may Somers scheme up? So he said not going too much to do much with plays or special schemes. in this one, but John Jay is a disciplined and well coached. So the Tuskers will need to code trip the game by dictating the tempo and being aggressive in all facets, and they have done a phenomenal job doing that today. As the Ambrosio is up, bases are loaded for the Tuskers. Back out there, it's number 16 of D'Ambrosio out there, as there are 2 out. So it's great that all bases are loaded, but at the same time, they're 1 out away by switching it up. So
Quick discussion between pitcher and catcher. Here we go.
goes D'Ambrosio. It's gonna be a hit. Goes up. It goes far, and it's gonna go out. Grand slam for the Tuskers. The Tuskers get a grand slam. D'Ambrosio hits it to make it a 9-1 lead. How about that, folks? The Tuskers take a 9-1 lead as the grand slam goes for the Tuskers. Celebration there as they take a 9-1 lead now. That is exactly what D'Ambrosio needed to do there. Get the hit, and it goes up for the one and the grand slam with all the bases loaded. What a great play by the Tuskers. But that's exactly, Tuskers have great momentum going, great energy now, as we're still in the bottom of the 4th. 9-1 is your score.
Wow. That is really the perfect setup and perfect hit for Somers. What a play. This is a great game so far. Somers leading more than 8. By more than 8. Everyone in the stands was celebrating on that hit, as they knew Somers would go up to 9.
So as coming out as they take a moment. Tuskers are still gonna have it with 2 outs, and it's like warming up for the Tuskers. Up next is gonna be number 20, as already Tuskers have had a great performance. They did lose to John Jay this past Monday, and they really wanted to rebound and show up in this one, and that's exactly what they have been able to do so far today. And just going over a few of the seniors where they're committed to go to college for baseball. So we have Andrew Kopika, who's going to Fordham, Pat Blaceland, who's going to Roger Williams, and Joe Dwyer, who's going to TCNJ, which is New Jersey.
So a little fun fact, Joe Dwyer is actually playing in college against Rowan University. How do you relate to that?
I didn't even know they were, but that will be a game I'll definitely want to attend, as Rowan University, I'll be going there next year, and that's actually something to look forward for. Maybe I'll even be.
Boys, what did you think of that one? I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah,
great.
We just mentioned your college. Yeah.
But talking to Joe Dwyer there, that was a great hit there, as 9-1 now is the lead, and BC takes on Rowan next year apparently, or they are in New Jersey, so it's gonna be an exciting matchup there.
I just heard from Joe Dwyer that is the 2nd Grand Slam of the year, and it's early in the year, so that is pretty fantastic performance by Somers throughout the season.
As it goes up, and that is gonna be a 2nd strike now by number 20 for the Tuskers. So moves the bat there, and that's a strike for McAldley. Throws it back. It's gonna be a hit, and it's rolling. Ball up in the air. That's gonna be caught, and that will do it for the 4th inning. So this 4th inning is gonna come to an end, and we're gonna take as we take a quick moment here with the teams discussing, let's take a look. What plays do we expect to see from John Jay? So we may expect John Jay to try to eliminate Andrew's off-speed with pitches and attack his fastball. On the mound, they go guys that mixes their pitches all very well to make some frustrating bats. So we'll see there. And as we continue, let's see these teams' similarities and differences. How are they similar? So how are both teams similar? We're gonna be more focused into that. So both teams try to play disciplined baseball. Both teams field the ball on defense, and both teams keep free passes on the mound and down. But yeah, those are similarities between the Tuskers and the Wolves. But Jaden, can you give a little take on the game? What is your take on the game so far today?
I mean, just the excitement overall from everyone here is fantastic. What a crazy lead here by our hometown Somers Tuskers. Nice windy days making that American flag wave high with this success. And yeah, I mean, it's just a fantastic performance, especially our first baseball broadcast out here. Definitely going very well for Somers. So we're now in the top of the 5th inning. Somers is out here still warming up, and John Jay Wolves are going to come in to bat. Looks like we have number 25 for John Jay on deck. That is Steve Carozo out here. So our seniors this year for Somers Varsity Baseball after this pitch.
So out there now, number 16.
So we have for seniors, we have Pat Braceland, Andrew Kapika. We have Joe Dwyer and Reese Carway. That is another ball, or a ball in there. So we have 1-1 for Carozo.
25 back up there, and
Straight down over home plate. That is going to bring us another strike. 1-2. And a swing that is going to make it a strike out. Thank you to Ron Tan, involved the Somers baseball team, freshman football coach, I believe. He just gave us some nice, beautiful red Somers hats. That is contact straight towards the pitcher. It's going to go to the outfield, and it's a ground ball. Number 16, Sam Rickle. Now we have number 1 for John Jay. Number 1, John Jay. Oh, geez. Jacob Storch. Sorry, number 5, Jackson Moreo. And that is going to be a low pitch, a little mess up. It's going to be out at second base after an attempted steal from John Jay. Wow. That's going to bring it to 2 outs. 2 outs there. No one on the bases after that steal. We have, again, number 5, Jackson Moreo. Center fielder out. That's going to be a strike, so that brings it 0-1. A wide pitch is going to bring it to a ball. So we have 1-1 on the counter there. Sorry. 2-1. Contact, that's going to be a foul tip. Now I have 2-2.
Number 5 out there. The Tuskers, that is for the Wolves, which is Mario. Mario.
So straight ball, that's going to be 3-2. This pitch matters here.
So 5 back out there. Movement, a swing, and a miss.
Another strikeout. That's going to be the end of the inning for John Jay. Brings it bottom. Oops, sorry. Bottom of the 5th.
And as we head into the bottom of the fifth, another question I asked Coach JT about today's game is, what players on Somers may be used more in this matchup than before? And what he said is, I don't think there will be a difference. Baseball is a level sport, and we usually use the same players on your roster, and sometimes new players go in there on the bench, but most of the time you see the same players, and you have too many games bunched up where you can't rest your best guys up all the time. So basically the players in today are basically the starting team in for most of the game, which it is like that for most baseball games, but sometimes you never know what the starting lineup and the other lineup may be, as there may be a player injured, or you never know. And yeah, so as we continue, just the Tuskers. So let's talk about what the Tuskers need to do to be able to win this game. So right now they have a 9-1 lead. It's as simple as it can. They just can't blow the lead. They can't allow, because John Jay's still in it. Yes, it's a 5th inning, but they're 2 grand slams away, or just a few runs away. Where like teams do go on runs, and they could very well get right back in this one. So you never know what's going to happen. But yeah, basically Tuskers need to not blow their lead, and for John Jay to get back in this game, they gotta come back and figure something out, get a bunch of ones, and get back in this one. Jaden, is there anything you think that these teams need to do which will help them win?
I mean, I think just Somers got, at least defense-wise, hold it.
Ball goes up,
Very close to laying it to us. Foul ball.
and it's gonna land right behind us. That was a close one there. Felt that coming, but luckily lands behind us there, as now back up again at bat. Bat the Tuskers, that is as it's a hit. Yes, that is Kapika. As the ball goes, it's now going to be picked up, and Kapika gets to base 1 and decides to stay there, as he in the bottom of the 5th, Kapika gets to first base. And now on to bat is Joe Dwyer. And as we continue, yes, a few seniors graduating. Coming up next year, a few juniors that will be juniors next year, as Varsity is usually juniors and seniors. There's a few juniors on in our club, which will be on this team next year. Shout out to our vice president and other founding member, Brandon Nappy. He'll be on this Varsity team next year, along with Chris Frey, Michael Cardillo, and possibly Philip Rosado. Also, shout out to Jin Thornton as well, as he'll be on the team as well. My friend as well. As pitch is thrown, and I wind up being a strike.
So that first pitch, the first ball, super close to contacting the hitter here.
Moving around as the bat movement there. That's going to be a strike as got 2 strikes, 2 balls.
We're
2
now-
outs so far.
Yeah, we're now 2-2 on the record here. Low pitch. It's going to be a ball, so that brings it 3-2 for 21 here.
That's going to be a hit. It's up on the field. Going is Joe Dwyer, and it's going to be caught by John Jay. So John Jay catches it, and that is going to be out. An out for the Tuskers as that is 1 out now. Coming on.
We have Justin Thomas.
Thomas back out there. It's going to be a low hit there. Picked up by 5, and it's going to be an out as the whisk again of doing low pitch there, as it's likely to get a fast out there, more likely than a far one. But that's going to be 2 outs now.
Kapika running around the bases. He's now made it to second after that. However, another out.
Okay, so out there pitching currently for John Jay out there now is it's number 5 of Marino out there instead of number 1 of Stotch as the swing, and it's gonna be a miss, which leads to strike 1.
Foul tip's gonna go straight into the catcher's mitt, actually, I believe.
Back out there now, Venturini. As it's a hit, it goes up, ball in the field. It's going to be picked up by John Jay, but 13 gets first down. As here goes Kapika. Still loose there. Kapika gets back. Did the ball hit him, though? And Tyler Venturini gets to third base. Yes, they're going to count that as Kapika gets the 1 there for the Tuskers, making a 10-1 lead.
Yeah, that was, I mean, kind of based on some error there, but also just great placement. Yeah, able to get a triple on that.
Out there now is going to be number 9 of Hopper batting for the Tuskers. As goes it there, and that is going to be a ball. So ball 1 for Hopper there. Back though, it's going to be a hit. Rolling.
Very close to being fouled, but that's fair, and he gets straight
As
down
Hopper
the line.
finds the first base, and with that, Venturini is going to find the home plate, and now it's going to be an 11-1 lead here in the 5th. The Tuskers are walking and rolling.
That is going to be mercy rule, folks. 5th inning, and they're just going to call it off. So an early ending for Summers to win.
Yeah, they're going to call it as it's 10-point lead. But before we go, I just want to talk about what the Tuskers focused on in practice this week. But the Tuskers do take this one in 5 in a great one. And just a note from JT, yeah, they Tuskers just focused on themselves in practice and to improve. And yeah, that showed today as they come out, played a phenomenal game, and took this one in a big win, 11-1. But Jaden, do you have any final thoughts on today's game?
Yeah, what a great game. Again, mercy rule. That's a great win, hard loss. Yeah, I mean, it's just some great performance out there by us.
Yeah, and yeah, Somers just showed up, came to play. A great hit there multiple, just throughout the game, great bunch of hits. And I'm going to just say, what is play of the game? I got to say, it's that grand slam was the play of the game by far. Jaden, what is your play of the game in your opinion?
I mean, it has to be the Grand Slam. No one can say anything except for the Grand Slam unless they're rooting for John Jay, and they're like, strictly with John Jay. Yeah, I mean, it was just a perfect lineup, perfect setup, and he just got it straight out after the perfect fastball, right down over home plate.
Yeah, and also, I want to know what players stood out for you today.
I mean, Joe Dwyer, definitely is gonna help out TCNJ when he goes to college. Kapika, doing some great pitching out there. Held John Jay to only 1 run. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, what about you?
Yeah, I just think it was great. All players showed up, played phenomenal. We had a great game. A pitching count by Kapika, Joe Dwyer, that big hit there to get the one there, and D'Ambrosio to get the Grand Slam hit. I just gotta say, yeah, it really, when it comes down to it, came to be a team effort, and the Tuskers did a phenomenal job.
Alrighty, so
But I want to thank everyone for. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in, as Tuskers really came out as a team effort and showed up in this one. But I'm Benny Silk. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Have a great night, everyone. Final score 11-1. Somers take this one. We'll see you next time.